But I'm saying though, like the older you get, the more money you need to have as a man, right?
I seen this video of two
Right.
people driving, right, and I guess the guy cut him off. And he let the window down. He was arguing with the dude. Man, I had to get over because them folks did this and this and that. He was like, "Hey, man, I ain't getting no pussy this morning either. Is there anything else we need to argue about?" That's what the black dude said. And the white dude was like, "You know what?" He said, "Understood." He rolled his window up. Like they
That's
both was like,
crazy, bro.
"Nigga, you know what? You right, bro. What the fuck we argue about? We just mad." So you both rolled their window up.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. They're mad because they're but two old men who are sexually
and they looked
frustrated,
like they
right?
was like late 40s. Like they ain't getting no play.
Now, listen to that.
Exactly.
That's only
That's
on the
terrible.
physical plane. That's the physical plane. Now, when you start to dive deep, like in these conversations like this, the mental and spiritual plane, you look at women as either assets or liabilities. Now, it doesn't matter whether she's giving it up, because real talk, that cat could be self-destructive. As good as and sweet as it might taste, that might be the number one tool to throw you off your path and have you end up behind bars or in a court case or hurting someone.
No, he
It,
just weak.
the game is tricky, but that's the beauty of it because you're supposed to be around people that have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, not around the glitz and the glamour, the diamonds, the popping bottles. Like, yeah, if you really want to celebrate something or if it's an investment some way, somehow, sure. But for the most part, you gotta play chess, man. It ain't checkers no more.
Yeah, Megs, what do you think? Do you think Kay is right about the whole leverage thing? Or do you think maybe Megs, you have a different mindset because um Kay sounds like he's just a calculated individual,
What do
right?
you mean by
And
that? What are
make
you
Yeah, and
saying?
I
Like,
think that's
what?
the thing is like, how is he supposed to predict what leverage is leverage and what and when to use it? Like Cam, I mean, just listening to that scenario, it's like it was so unexpected and he didn't know like where it was coming from. It was quote unquote weird to him. So yeah, I get leverage. And maybe in that situation, the woman had the leverage because she knew why she didn't want to go to therapy. But I think that's not the case for every relationship. And I do think that depending on the age you are, your life looks differently. So your wants and needs are going to be different as well. And there are some people who like they're a certain number in age, but their actions or like their life is not looking like that number. And so definitely their mindset in the relationship is not going to be that number as well. I know my, like, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking of my grandpa. He got married so many times and had so many kids. By the time he was old and, ready to pass, it was like all the generations before that time didn't even really know him, in a sense that it was like he kind of just was selfish in the way that he loved or in the way that he gave his love out. It was like you had to be there in that present moment in order for him to love you. And I think that's pretty sad. Like I first of all don't want to live like him because no one wants to live a life where you're not loved or where you have to keep chasing after a love, especially at an old age. Like I want to be someone who's like the Up movie where we're like, trying to travel the world together and do all these different things. And it's sad to think that like there are, and I think when they say the 2025 aspect, I feel like a lot of people are not as ambitious. Like they are reliant on like AI or the internet even, or just like the simple way of doing things that they don't want to put in the work to make something so special like a relationship with the right person.
I feel like Disney really messed this up, bro.
Dude,
Disney,
you're
Disney
just
really
like,
spun.
did
No,
you
no, like
really have a
let's
don't
keep it
you
a
have
buck.
kids
Like,
like and a family? Like
yes,
what's
but
going
but
on?
but I'm realistic, right?
jaded
Like,
jaded
let's
Aren't
keep it
you
a
pickets.
buck.
married
Like,
too?
Yeah, like Disney really spun people, bro. Like because it's like all this extra stuff that like we're putting on top of it. Like you gotta have the financial perfection.
You're just
You
saying
gotta
that because I referred to the movie Up. If I refer
no, but
to
like I'm saying the concept and the morals
if I
of a
refer to
relationship.
Fast
Like
and Furious with Dom and Letty, like would that be better?
I mean, it's the same thing, right? Like it's just like do
different.
you not realize like after a year or like two, like that like fizzle, that chemical like experience, like
Wait, so
that's
are
gonna
you in an
that's
open relationship?
no, I'm not. But
Well, then
that's
shut the fuck up.
but
How
that
can you be speaking
but
on
hold
behalf of
on.
like people who think that way when you're not even
Because
living it?
I didn't say I was living that. I didn't say that
Right.
leverage meant that. I didn't say that leverage meant that at all.
I do see what Kay's saying
That
to an extent. Like,
thank
for
you.
example, like some older women, let's say like as a man get older and the woman get older, right? At some point, she just gonna want a man around. So
Thank you.
your value comes from you being a male that wears cologne. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be your value. You can be bald and all that shit, but you a nigga that smell good. So
But do you think
she
that it was
wants you around.
probably a woman that just never grew up, like never matured in?
No, she just valued her career, and then now she ain't got no nigga, and
But I feel like
So
I
this
feel like
woman is not married.
no,
No,
it's
she's not married.
No,
Yeah,
she's
Oh,
not.
okay. Well, that makes sense.
But I feel like most
KK.
people like look at it like, oh, this Disney, like it's always gonna be this loving, like caring thing, right? And like I agree with you, Max. Like, you really have to like put in the work. Like that's not gonna be there forever. Like, of course, at the beginning, it's gonna be all shiny and roses and all that stuff. And I've learned this from personal experience. But like after a time, you're gonna have to like put in that work yourself into a relationship, right? It's not like this Disney movie where it's like you're gonna love like each other like perfectly forever. You're gonna have some ups, you're gonna have some downs. It's gonna happen. Like it's about what happens when something actually happens, right? Like what are you gonna do about it? How are you gonna react to it? I feel like that's how a relationship like should work. Like, are you gonna work as like a team to get stuff done, right? Because one person's going to be down sometimes, one person's going to be up sometimes, one person's going to have the leverage, another person's going to have the leverage. A lot of stuff happens in life. Forever's a long time, right? And that's like how I view relationships. It's like calculated, but it's realistic, right? Like I don't.
I mean, if you
expect
be
that.
realistic though, if you're being realistic and you look at it from power point of view, then it's like, as a man, your value will go up as you get older because you're gonna be making money and saving money. You're gonna have money.
No,
The
Power said
older
it
you
won't.
get as a man,
Power said it won't.
no. He said as a man gets older, he has more value.
No, I said that. Power said.
No,
Go
Power
ahead.
was trying to say that if you
What
work
did
on
you say?
yourself, you can get better. But
Right, that's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. If you got money, like
If you
no
got money,
matter.
yeah.
Yeah, if you got money, you're gonna always be valuable. Like it's just that it's that simple.
No. We have to be very precise here, right? So because it's easy to make money, right? So I think, and Max, you might disagree, but I think women are attracted to power. And so if you're in your 40s as a man and you're making money and you're working at Walmart, that's not gonna cut it, right? Because you can still make money at Walmart. You could still make money at Amazon. Yo, there was a video going viral. This dude was delivering Amazon packages. Like he was a delivery boy. And and then they had they showed an image of him on his phone watching Pornhub. Like while he was like delivering the packages, he was watching Pornhub. When I seen that video, that signals to me that he's not getting any action. So we need to be very precise here. Making money as an older man is not enough. You need influence. You need power. Because it's easy to make money. You can make money at Trader Joe's. You can make money at you could make money driving Uber. But money is not enough. You
I
need power.
mean, I don't
That's
know,
only
bro.
some women
To
though.
be
That's
honest
only
with
some
you,
women that.
yeah,
that
that's some
guys
women
have.
because most women just want a companion to be around. They want to go out somewhere,
Exactly. Yeah.
and they don't really care about the power. What they going unless they entrepreneur, unless they want to do something with the power that you have. Like, but other than that, they just want to know that they can go out, get a gift or two, and just have a companion next to them all the time.
well, from the west side of the country, I haven't experienced that, especially on the southwest side of the country. Kay, I just wanted to throw this out there. I think it'd probably be best if you just change your profile picture because I actually am the actual Huey. It's not you.
Oh, okay.
If you look up his
Hold on.
wife, you could actually see the evidence behind that. I just want to know.
Yeah,
Well,
that's interesting. I'm gonna let Yoshi get in there, then Ben could
you
go.
know,
Yoshi.
I mean, no, a lot of women in general still want a man to have power, right? And maybe we're looking at power as a being like, a person of position, like, president, senator, some shit like that, like a man that can just command power, right? No, I think we have to look at power in different levels as well because money brings power, right? Or you having a small percentage of power, meaning women still want their men to have power to make more money. And that's just what it is. Like, because they want to spend that fucking money so bad. And to them, like that's like women are like golem to money and power.
Well,
Or
what do
just
we mean by power? Like maybe that might help us out and understand what y'all saying.
well, I mean, if you have a business, right? Let's just say for 10 years your business was creating, let's just say $2 million a year for 10 years, right? So every year it's creating $2 million.
Bro,
You
I'm
get
talking
with this
about
job.
no, bro. I'm talking about an Amazon worker or a Walmart worker. We ain't going all the way up there. Of course, they got power. Like what we
Well,
mean? I'm talking about
okay,
like power
but
for an
let's just,
average individual, bro.
yeah. So let's just say, so let's just put it in that regards, right? Now, to a chick who doesn't even make what that person makes, right, or the money that they have accumulated from being single and working those positions for 5 to 10 years, and they have a nice goose egg laid up. We already know a majority of women spend the money that they come in contact to. Like a lot of women do not have not even $2,000 in savings. A lot of them don't, right? So when they come across you, who's been working at your job for 5 to 10 years, and let's just say you have, I don't know, $15,000 saved up. To them, that's money, right? They get with you, you start taking them trips and doing all the shit that they want to do. I look at you like, Kate, this all you want to do? This all you want to do?
You ain't told me what power was yet, bro. I'm just waiting.
I can answer that question quickly.
Yeah.
It's influence. I'll give you. Let me say this quickly before Ben go. I would wager. Never mind. Let me rephrase that. Women today. I'm sorry. Women would much rather be with a influencer that has a lot of social capital, who's financially, who doesn't have a lot of money like that, than a dude working at the post office who's making $60,000. Right? Like I'm telling you, man, like that's the power I'm talking about. So it's what it comes down to is influence. It's
I
status.
disagree.
Right. That's
and it may be a 20, maybe from like 21 to fucking 19 to fucking.
All right. So FK, let me ask you this. Casanat, right? If most of his videos when he first started out was getting 200, 300,000 views on YouTube, and he was living at home with his mom, and he showed a woman that he was dating who probably was making more money than him, that like, look, I have a huge following, but I have no money. She would much rather fuck with him than a dude working at the post
because
office.
she's young too.
Right?
That's one point. Like that's young, but like at 30, if you got a lot of Twitch streamers and you play the game a lot and you got a lot of these people watching you and shit, she don't give a fuck because she probably got a kid. She probably want to go somewhere. She want to do some shit. She don't care about that, bro.
Maybe you're right. Let me let Ben get in there and then K.
Yeah, honestly, I just kind of wanted to know Meg's point of view on this, because I feel like women actually care more about other women's attention and other women's opinions than men's opinions. So wouldn't it be more valuable for women to have social influence through their partner?
Exactly.
I don't know about that. You had me.
Megs, what do you think?
Maybe I'm coming off as ignorant. Feel free to check me.
No, Megs, what do you think about that? Megs, hypothetically, would you much rather be with a successful influencer who has a lot of who's rich in social capital, or someone working at the post office who's making $60,000 a year?
I personally would want the post office person because of the longevity. at any moment, I feel like an influencer could really like fail. Not to say that a post office guy wouldn't, but I think that there's more
Security.
long-term benefits with a post office delivery guy than with an influencer. I mean, I would probably be able to get benefits through him. He would they make good money as well, and he'd be able to keep his job longer. He doesn't have to stress out or put me in a stressful situation trying to figure out what's going to pay the bills and how we're going to make things happen.
So Megs, you're more of a tangible person than an intangible person.
I guess so. If that's,
I mean, I think she sees the security of the post
yeah,
office.
I would say
worker.
security, and because you're not really getting tangible things from dating a post office delivery guy.
No. I mean, no. His money is still tangible. He can touch that. An influencer.
I didn't say I needed his money.
I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, I guess in that sense, yeah, it's more of a guarantee.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Ben. Was it Ben? Let me see. Yeah, Ben. I do agree with Ben when he said a lot of the time women like tend to make decisions on their dating by their social their circle, like their friends. Like they care about what their friends think about who they're dating. And that could play a major part on.
And that's
who
the
they
worst
choose.
mistake. That's the worst mistake.
But they do it all the time, bro.
And that's such a bad
the
mistake. How is your friends gonna tell you what you want? Like that's so
that's
so
the
stupid.
thing. It's social currency. Birds of a feather flock together. Like it's programmed into them on a biological level. Women,
I think it's more like second opinion. Like
it ain't
like,
even second opinion because sometimes they don't. The conversation ain't even had. They just thinking, "Oh my god, if I get with this person, and they're going to think this." You know what I'm saying?
And that's like the woman like thinking
the
that their friend.
Yeah, like my girlfriends are gonna think like, "Oh, I got he not as rich as I said I wanted."
And that's
so
so bad.
but that's the type of woman you don't even want.
You don't want to want. That's the worst. Yeah. That is the worst.
Think about this. Think about Ayesha Curry, right? Ayesha Curry is probably in the best position more than most of a lot of women that are just average women, right? She's probably in the very best position, but she has a lot of single friends though. And what is her single friends doing? They corrupted her already. Now she's feeling like, oh, I want to be out there doing what they're doing, but yet I'm stuck at home. I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think that a lot of women should do this, and it's probably going to suck, right? It's probably going to suck, but I think a lot of women, because a lot of men do this, like subconsciously, a lot of men just start doing this. But I think a lot of women who, once they get married, if they have a lot of single friends that have been single since they've been knowing them since college, and here it is 5 years after you get married, they're still single. I think you should distance yourself. Not too much, but distance yourself. Like at least on the holidays, you go greet them, maybe on their birthday or something. But as far as like hanging out with them consistently, I think you should like distance yourself because men actually do that. Once we get married, we have some of our single friends from like high school or like middle school, something that we consider our brothers. That's different. But the ones that we met like within a certain amount of years or something, we kind of start subconsciously distancing ourselves from them because we don't get good advice from them.
And I think we're like I think we're misconstruing like what women actually want. What women will like tell you what they want is like the status and all that stuff, all the extra stuff, right? All the stuff that they see in Disney movies. But what they actually want is like security. Like that is the number one priority.
Even if it's like emotional.
That's not, bro.
It's security. Like let's keep it a buck. Like
social status, not security.
It's security.
I think it depends. You got two types of women. You got the women who care about.
And I don't know, Megs and Megs also said something else. Really, she said even if it's just emotional security.
Yeah.
No, they value a predictable outcome, right? Like that's what they value the most. Like that's what they're going to choose.
Says who? All the videos today are showing the opposite.
But
they'll prefer a rock.
But think about
paper blowing in the wind, bro.
think about how those women are actually on videos talking. Like most
Exactly.
mature women who just want security will not be telling everybody their business or telling.
Exactly.
Okay, well, let's say this: if LeBron James is working as a UPS worker, do you think his wife would be as, as
His
on?
wife,
They
his
were
wife for
together at high
sure.
school,
Yeah,
right?
his
I
wife
know they
for
were
sure.
together at high school,
Let me
right?
finish. Let me finish. So another point. I mean social status in the good social status or the more superficial social status. Like look at 19 Keys and his purpose and his path that he's chosen. I think a woman would really love to be a part of that versus the 6ix9ine journey or
Some
like
wouldn't.
Lil Pump. You know what I'm saying? So when you have the ability to put a woman in an honorable position to where, because let's be real, man, all women want emotional security and financial security and to be told that they're pretty and stuff. That makes sense. But what doesn't is how their eyes sparkle when they see that their man is somebody in that room.
There are more introverts than extroverts, in my opinion, right? So to me, the introvert is the one who values the security, and the extrovert is the one that's valuing that social status y'all talking about.
So
Because
Mo,
to be
listen,
honest,
hold
like
on. Like,
there are some women that don't want to be a part of a 13 key or whatever, how many keys he got. They probably wouldn't want to be a part of that shit. It's too much. They just want to fucking chill, build a family, and make their kids and their family the focal point. You know what I'm saying?
and there's a
Yeah,
lot more of those women out there than like the women
Yeah,
that
there's
actually
a
want
lot more of
social
that's
those.
a
status. There's a
fact.
lot more.
I can get with the introverts and whatnot, but I had this conversation before too. But it's still gonna like it doesn't have to be globally. It can more so be locally or moderately some type of status. The global scale is OD. That's personally something I wouldn't like. That's the main reason why like the anonymous profile picture versus just going out of the way and telling everyone everything because it's not for everybody. But if I think we can all agree in today's age that we're probably more fond towards the guy that's behind the scenes getting the money versus the guy that's in the front stage having to perform and has to follow orders and has to be the face of a company. We could probably all agree that that's the first option is way more desirable.
I feel like most women like when a nigga ain't got no friends.
I
I
disagree with
feel
that.
like
I disagree with
I
that.
no
No,
no.
I
Yeah,
disagree with that.
I feel like you can have no like you can have a small circle like of two people that you like talk to or kick it with here and there, but and be a good person. And she's not gonna like, nah, I don't want to fuck with him because he ain't got no friends. Like I always kept a small circle. I ain't never had no problem with that. I always come into contact with people like that's cool. You got a small circle. Cause be honest, bro, most women want your time. If you're a good person, they like you. They want your time, so they rather you
that's true.
have more time for them than your friends. So if you got a whole bunch of people
That
that you
contradicts
gotta like,
contradicts being a valuable man though.
Yeah, it does.
How you gonna be giving a
it
girl
No,
doesn't
it doesn't.
if
It
you're on
it
the flip?
doesn't.
doesn't
No,
contradict.
hold on,
It
give me a
doesn't.
second. So hold on, give me a second, right? If you guys are telling me that women care, they just care about security and predictability, right? That comes with influence. I'll give you an example. Chris Brown. These chicks were paying to see him, right? And a lot of these chicks have boyfriends and girlfriends too. So if you guys, I'm sorry, boyfriends. If you guys are telling me that women care about security, but the funniest part about what you guys are saying is that comes with influence,
That's a
right?
But
That
Power,
comes with
didn't
but
you?
influence.
he's a
You're the one that
R&B
said
superstar,
you're the one
flipping
that
ass
said,
nigga,
Power, that people don't know what they want, right?
Oh
So you
no,
gotta
flip.
show them what they want, right? Didn't you say that? Like this is what Steve Jobs says, right?
Oh, correct.
So people think they want like
Correct.
that superstar Chris Brown until they're with him, right? And they realize it's unstable and they don't want to be there, right? They want it, they crave it, but when they're actually in a situation to be with that person, they don't want that. You get what I'm saying? Like that's not what they want, actually.
They just want the clout to say
Yeah,
I was with Chris Brown.
exactly. Like they just want that scarcity.
He was talking. He was talking.
They just want a new picture to put on Instagram. Right?
Exactly. He was talking more of these chicks paid $1,000 just to take one picture spot.
Yeah,
Just
Well, those are fans.
with
Those
them.
are fans. I mean,
yeah, they
Oh,
fans.
It doesn't matter. No, hold on. That's the point. My point is that if your girlfriend isn't your biggest fan, then that's
That's
a
my, that was,
problem,
yes.
yeah, that was my point
right? So
earlier.
so
so
so that's
power.
that's what I'm saying. So
Let's say Mo Wisdom, right? He paid you $5,000 to get a jersey, right? And you had a girlfriend,
correct.
Correct.
right? And she's like, I don't want to pay that much to get a jersey. Is that going to be a problem? Like,
And she
she
says
doesn't
what she
want.
doesn't want to pay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. 2 months ago, I stopped talking to this girl. I was talking to this girl on X, and we was talking for a little while. And she kept on complaining about the girls that used to come into the space and kept on screaming my name, power, power, power. And then I told her straight up, she said, oh, yeah, they're groupies. I said, yo, I told her straight, I said, you should be my number one groupie. Like, I told her, like, yo, I might as well just be with the groupies and just get rid of you, right? Because you should be my number one fan. And so if these chicks are paying Chris Brown to see him, right, $1,000, and that same woman isn't willing to take you out on a
For
dinner date,
$1,000.
then that's a
No,
Yeah,
that's a
I hear what
problem.
you're saying, Power, and that's I think I'm kind of saying the same thing when I say like when like women just want to be around you. Like, so if you having all of these social, I say there are more introverts or more women that would rather spend a majority of your time, you know what I'm saying, than they don't mind you not having a big circle, like all this social power. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, bet. So Ben, do you disagree with my supposition?
Which part?
Where I'm saying that women actually care about I'm sorry, women care about a lot of different things, but they do care about social power and influence.
I think I agree with that, honestly. I think social power and influence are important. Like, even if someone's just, volunteering at like a church or, something like that, and they're well regarded in the local community, I think that goes a long way of adding value to, just your
Exactly.
relationship and how people view them.
Exactly. So let me tell you something, right? The patriarchy has lied and brainwashed men into thinking that money is a sustainable way to keep a woman, right? There's no amount of money you can make to keep a woman who's emotionally dissatisfied, right? And so you can make all the money in the world, right? That's not going to be enough if she's emotionally insecure. Like if she's not emotionally secure in a relationship.
so social
You know
power
what I'm
makes
saying?
her emotionally. Hold on. So social power makes her emotionally secure in you.
Like I'll tell you why, right? I'll tell you why. If you're dating a chick and she sees a whole bunch of women, like, wanting you as well, in a weird way, how do I say this, man? Fuck. In a weird way, yes. Right, like that, it makes her feel good knowing that other women want you as well.
Because you have leverage.
Right. Yes, exactly. Right. And that leverage is security as well, like in a weird way. Like it's just a weird way to put it. But go ahead,
yeah.
Cam.
It's you said go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, Cam had his hand up. And Mo, you go next. Go ahead, Cam.
I just wanted to comment on the whole like being desired by like other women, because I do fitness coaching, like lifestyle and fitness. So I was in the gym often. I used to compete as well in bodybuilding, and that was the major arguing point of the relationship that I had, because I was spending more time with clients and on my phone and on my laptop
Bingo.
in the gym. And she literally told me like the more I'm going to do bodybuilding, the more attractive I'm going to be, and like that's a point of concern for her. And in my brain, I'm thinking like that makes no sense. Like I'm doing this shit for you to be more attractive for you. Like I want to come home to you. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's a hate trip. Like the entire situation's a hate trip. So,
But it's crazy because
So she wants a loser.
look.
So she wants a
So
loser.
I was an engineer and producer, right? So I'm working in the studio, and I'm building all these good connections with producers and artists and shit. And my girl at the time, she was a singer, and she wants to get her career going. And she's upset at me because I'm spending a lot of time in studios and with like other artists and shit. But whole time, this is me building social power to help you in your career, but you're still emotionally not secure because I am not around. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you like it maybe it's a balancing act, or I don't think they value I think they value emotional support in you more than they do your social power, because like you can be an introvert and still garner the attention of other women. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to like be in women face for them to want you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Well, okay, think about it like this as well. Typically, these days, what makes the most sense is if you can't do everything with the girl that you're dating, then she's probably not the one for you. You want to be able to do anything and everything and literally look to your left or right and just know that, hey, she's with the ride,
man, she
regardless of
can't
the
go to work
outcome.
with you
Hold
at
on,
all times though.
hold on. I agree, but, just to spin back to a couple points that we did say earlier. Personally, for me, I feel as if, like, if I'm dating a girl in the first 3 weeks, she's cooking for me each morning, each lunch, each dinner, and all of a sudden that shit stops so that she can try and gain a little bit more leverage. That to me is
That's a manipulative.
emotionally
That's a
this. Hold on,
manipulative bitch, bro.
yeah, it's emotionally dissatisfying. So I think about I think about it like this as well. Like, yo, and it's kind of selfish, but hey, I don't make the rules. It's a capitalistic society over here in America. If you're not gonna serve myself, or if you don't view me as a god, and you don't think that where I'm going is worth it, I'm just gonna sit back and let that play out because I view myself as something that is worthy of the Most High, and I would like to continue to learn more about the Most High. So if it doesn't work out for the woman I chose, or whichever woman I'm dating, it's not personal. It's just you got to spend your time more effectively. Go somewhere where you think that your time is more valued.
You know what's so interesting? The other night we was having a conversation with the women in this space. They told me that they wouldn't sleep in the car with a man if he had a 3-year plan to be a multi-millionaire. But all you had to do was sleep in the car for 6 months. Here's where it gets interesting. These same women that are expecting men to have money, they go to church every Sunday and worship a man that had no money. But they want to tell you that you need to have money. Did Jesus? No, this
No,
is not a
no,
joke.
I'm with you,
Right?
bro. You woke that
No,
shit
no,
up for me, bro. I was like, what the
no,
fuck?
no. Think about it. No. Think about it. Did Christ have
Nope.
money? Did Prophet Muhammad
No.
have money? Right. But the point that I'm making is that influence and social power, right, will always take precedence over money.
You know what, bro?
Always.
You know what's funny, because I ain't even gonna lie. When you said when you and then I asked them, like, so you don't care about that you'll have $1 billion after 6 months? It was like, no. It's like, so you don't care about the money? They said no. So now I have to say, okay, I
Exactly.
understand, because they won't even sleep in the car for 6 months for $1 billion, right? But yet they say they want a
Exactly.
provider, and they are willing to be with a person with a plan that has ambition as long as he's working. It's a lot of that's all these contradictions. They say I will be with a man when he is, if he got a plan to be the type of man that can pay all the bills. And then when you are presented a situation where that can happen, you say no to it, and then on top of that, you say you don't even care about the money. It's like, what the fuck do you want?
That's what I'm saying. And I'm gonna let Ben go, but this is why it's important. I don't know if you guys ever worked in sales, right? But it's important to like ask these discovery questions, right? Like have a list of questions when you're on a date, when you're out on a date, and ask these women like certain questions just to get a better understanding of their mindset. because you there's a lot of contradictions. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I do the same thing with like co-founders. You know, I mean, they have like this co-founder dating list where you have to ask like 100 or so questions. It's like in my more formative years, I'm now like, okay, this is a job application, man. Like we're spending hours upon hours upon hours together building something, then like we got to figure out if this is worth our time early on or not. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, I don't know. That's my thought process at least. But yeah, I'd love to hear a woman's perspective on this. Honestly, Megs, if you got 2 cents on this, because I'm ignorant. I'm just a guy, and I mean, we're here chopping it up, but I'd love to hear a feminine perspective as well.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah,
is it called a
so
litmus
Yeah.
test? What you talking about? Is it
Sorry,
called
come again?
litmus test? Like when you asking questions that like give you a understanding of a person's like viewpoint based off the answer? Like litmus test, is that what it's called?
Yeah, exactly. Good call.
Okay, I'm finna look it up. I'm finna find some questions that I could use.
Yeah, Max.
I'm assuming we want to know if I'll sleep in a car, and for $1 billion, I will do it for 6 months.
Yeah,
What about for a
yeah,
billion? Because
yeah.
that sounded very
Yeah, I was gonna say no,
like it was like equal, like $1 billion and you'll sleep in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like really? What about like?
what if you don't know the outcome though?
That's
Yeah.
I'm just
crazy,
saying,
huh?
would you do it for him because you love him and you're his wife, or maybe his soon-to-be wife? Would you do it for 3 years, not knowing what the outcome could be?
Am I allowed to complain?
You can complain all the fuck you want to, but I'm saying, are you going to stay, or what's the longest you will stay out of the 3 years over what's the quickest you're going to leave?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think I would definitely do it because I'm, I guess hopeful that the like karma will pay back me and knowing that I'm doing something for my husband. But I think also I would be really like, I'm the kind of person like you invite to go hiking, but I will probably complain the entire time we're hiking. So I, could be not so enjoyable during this time that we're in a car, but that was really the risk you were willing to take as the guy who proposed the question. And then also, I mean, like you said, it's really unpredictable what comes out of it like in monetization, like the monetary fund amount is very questionable. So I would do it, but I mean, yeah, naturally I'd probably be disappointed if it's not $1 billion. But if
See,
it were like I would say like in the 3 years, like in the maybe like 10,000 a year, because typically the average person makes like 40,000 a year annually if they were to work. So if we like logically, I would assume he would be thinking of all these things on his own, and not just being like, yeah, let's fucking live in a car without me thinking of all the possibilities. So yeah, I'd be satisfied.
I mean,
with
that's
doing
not for you. That's not for you to think, though. That's for him to do,
right. So I
Okay.
better
I
not be
think a
marrying
woman
the
will do it.
dummy.
Just depends on the nigga. Like it depends on the dude. If she like him enough, she'll do whatever the fuck. We always say that women lie to themselves. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I mean, look at like drug addicts.
They do. Women lie to themselves a lot.
A lot of women like get into stupid like stages of life because they're just following a man into their and I guess vice versa, like women can do it to men too, for sure.
That's
But
true.
yeah, it happens. Like people just fall so much into love that they're just not wanting to disappoint or maybe even miss out on that person, so they end up making bad decisions for themselves.
So I want to play something real short, and I want the men to respond first, and then I will let you, Megs, and yeah, you're the only female. here for some reason.
I know that
You're the only one I
is
see.
different.
Yeah, I'll and then
No, they'll come in
yeah,
soon.
I'll let you respond, right? So just check this out, and I want the men
Okay.
to give their response, and then Megs, you can. Well, how about this? I'll let Megs go, and then I'll let the men respond.
Ross, what do women really want? I don't care what they want. I only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different from your other guests. There's what women say they want, there's what women think they want, and then there's what they actually respond to. I'm not an academic, I'm not a theoretician. I'm interested in what works on the street when it's time to date and mate.
All right, go ahead, Megs. What would you have to say to that response to what he said? Does it have a lot of validity to it, or you think it's just gaslighting?
So wait, so she says, "What do women want?" And he says, "I'm not really, I don't really care about what women want."
I don't care what they want.
No, he
I
said,
only care about what they respond to.
yeah. So he's trying to say that he don't care what women want. He only care what women respond to, because he says that women say what they want and they think they want
Like
one
selective
thing,
hearing.
but he only cares about what they. Correct. He only cares about what they respond to, what they actually react to.
Yeah. So you want to know what I think about what he said? And I think that's true. I mean, you see those videos where there's that guy who parks his really nice car, and they see him wearing like a Walmart McDonald's t-shirt, but they don't know that he actually owns 10 McDonald's. And so he asks them, like, do you want to get in my car? Or do you want, I don't know, he asked them something, maybe for their number or something, and they're like, nah, you work at McDonald's, or like, nah, I don't want any part of this. And then they see him get in the car, and they're like, oh shit, this is your car? Like, yeah, I've changed my mind. And he's like, no, fuck you. So yeah, I think it's definitely like response, even with like women in the club, like when men approach them and they're kind of like standoffish or like not so kind, in a sense, that in itself speaks levels, I think.
Yeah, facts.
Hey,
Fatma,
Fatma.
hey.
Hey, you know,
How you doing,
I
Fatma?
changed my tweet name because too many Americans were calling me pussy or whatnot, and I was like, they can't read Arabic, so
Yeah, in America, yeah. I mean, we did try to tell you. We tried to tell you.
but that sounds because I know there's a name that is Dick. Why is that name not making a fuss? But my name is.
I mean, you just
Well,
everything's
hold
very
on.
sexual.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on, just to give everyone in the space an understanding of what's going on. So what's good, Lo? So you changed your name
Quick name, yeah.
because because they were misconstruing Fatma with something
No,
sexual.
they kept saying, ha ha ha, Fatma, pussy Fatma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Were they men?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Do you think a woman?
Yeah.
Do you think a woman would do that?
No, I
Seriously?
don't. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's a Turkish name, okay?
Well, I mean,
So
a lot of American men don't have passports, so how the fuck can we know, right?
no, that's not about passport.
That
That
was
is
funny,
about
It
being
actually,
open-minded and understanding that not everyone is from your country.
but that's what I'm saying.
What's up?
Without exposure, they wouldn't know. Is what I'm saying.
Hold on, let me let Lo get in there. She got her hand up. What's up, Lo?
Oh no,
Hey, Power. Hey, everybody.
Hey, how you
Just to
doing?
correct that narrative there, I would be that woman to call out Fatma. Woman would certainly do that. Just wanted to say that.
Okay.
It up now.
You would call her a pussy.
So, Lo,
You're
let me
the
ask you a question.
exception.
Oh,
You're not the.
Let me go back to what we're
You're not the general. You're the exception. Trust me. Because I think
Wild.
that's pretty disrespectful. We see that I'm a Muslim, and you call me out pussy. You're just immature, you know.
What does
Yeah,
that have to do
Lo is
with
pretty
Because
immature.
that is so immature,
But what does that have to
and
do with
knowing that
Muslim
there's a
though?
name that is a dick, and that is an American name. So please, and Fatma is not even a
Oh,
common word.
Fatma is an American name. It certainly is.
If it's an American
Obviously.
name, why you calling her pussy?
That's what it means. When he like it and it's juicy and it's right, he gonna call you Fatma. That's your
So
name.
that's
Well,
What
not
you
a
talking
name.
about?
You're
That's
so
like a
stupid.
slang.
yeah, it is. It's a
That is slang.
yeah.
It
I
can
mean,
change. It can.
the Western
How did you
society
spell it?
over
How did you
sexualized.
spell it? How was it spelled?
F A. I mean
It's in a
F A H
Okay,
T
no,
M A.
my this
I
name
thought
in
it was
Arabic.
PH or some shit.
See the name that you see in Arabic. Because Arabic is made of mainly consonants. So the vowel you choose them. So you can say Fatima, or you can say
Fatima, yeah.
Fatumata. You can say Fatumitu, as you wish. This is the
All you have to
consonant.
do is in English, just spell your name Fatima. Fatima. People will call
Yeah,
you
but usually people.
Fatima.
Yeah, but usually foreigners
Yeah, but
call
there's
me
an H at
Fatma.
the end of Fatima. There is an H. Ah, it's the AH.
No, it's
Fatima.
not really an H. You
Yeah,
don't know
there's no
Arabic. Forget it.
there's no H in the English common spelling of
Mm,
Fatima either.
You could add
okay.
the H, but it's you wouldn't understand. I wouldn't waste my time explaining the Arabic scripture.
Well, you're jumping into it. That's assuming here.
My
I think
father
Fatma
is
is Fatima in America, like Fatima. Like
yeah,
if you
yeah,
use it.
yeah, because my father is an imam, so I have aunt named Fatima, I have two cousins named Fatima, and it's an AH at the end. So
Because the H, you don't really you see the this last letter. No, you would say it's the first letter, but in Arabic we read from right to
right to left,
left.
yes. No, no,
Okay,
no,
so
left
the
to
last
right,
letter
right,
from right
right.
to left, it's called the tamarbuta. So some people will say it means it's feminine. So some they will romanize the name with AH, but in Arabic is AT. But actually you don't pronounce the T. The T is silent. So people will write it AH. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you would have
Mm-hmm.
people that they just say Fatima with A or Fatima with AH. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's
You don't want to know
romanization, so it
something
doesn't
funny?
matter. There's no
I'm running my
proper.
I'm running my translator on my phone, and it's literally saying Fatima.
Yeah.
Fatima.
Yeah, but in West Africa we don't read that Fatima. We read that Fatumata.
Right.
So, like I said, the vowels you can choose them.
Mm.
You understand?
Does this vary by country or does this vary by language?
It varies by people that choose how to write. Because Arabic, they how can I say they just rely on the
Very free. It's a very free language. It's
no.
very free.
They're used to the vowels. They know what they're reading. So when you precise, oh, my name is read like this, they will remember and then they read it like this. But Turkish people just say Fatma because if you remove vowels, you don't want to say vowels in how I wrote the Arabic. It's Fatma, Fatma. So they just say Fatma, you know, because it's a F, a fa, a alif, a long A, and then there's the strong T, the M, which is mim in Arabic, and then there's the tamarbuta, which is the meaning of a feminine, which is can
I
be
feel
read ah.
I feel like it's misleading. Not you, right? But when you say like they don't pronounce vowels, they only like care about the consonants. But it's like you can't say a word that's only consonants. Like it won't make us. You can't say the word. It's
Yes,
not
in
even a
Arabic
word.
it works because
Nah,
Like fa, you said
it's the
fa.
consonant,
Hold
just
on.
like the
Like
Jewish
fa,
language.
you said Fatima, whatever you said. Like I heard vowels. The ah,
You
that's
heard
the
a
ow.
vowel because it's a special vowel. It's not really a
Oh shit!
vowel.
Now you
It's
pissing
a
me off.
special consonant. The
nah.
alif, the
It's
wow.
like the English language. We have a lot of like knife. Do you hear a K in
Okay,
it?
the alif, which
No.
is
It's like
ah,
it's the way that we define it in English. So what they're saying isn't a vowel to us. It is a vowel, but in their language,
Exactly.
it's
No.
Exactly.
Okay, you see what is written in Arabic? It depends what you want to say the name. Some girls will use the same Arabic to say Fatma. Some girls will use the same exact Arabic to say Fatumata. Some girl will use the
It's the
same
region.
Arabic to say Fatimata, Fatima. It depends on how you want to pronounce.
but to his
The
point,
consonants,
So
guys,
You
you're
consonants
can
saying
only
that,
you
like
can
God.
change the
but to his
vowels.
point about not using vowels, there is no language that doesn't use the
What
sound
I
of
say.
vowels. Like
of
that's what
open
we're saying.
of
Hey,
of
hey, hey,
open
AFK, real
like
quick, real quick.
for example, let me just give you for example like F E. You can't say F like the whole all of the consonants are just positionings on how to position the vowel. Like whether you're gonna do it like a b or a k. You know what I'm saying? Like that's telling you how to position the vowel, presuppose the vowel,
No,
or
because
how to
But
tell
that's
the
in
vowel.
English, though.
no,
Hey,
there's only three vowels. Is
Oh my
Hold
God, y'all
on, Mo.
about
Yo,
to
Mo
have
want
a
to get in
whole
there.
unnecessary connect. It's not called a vowel in Arabic. That's just what it is. It's not a
yes,
vowel in Arabic.
yeah,
it's
I
not
just
That's
really a
wanted
it.
vowel.
to share something real quick
It's
about
a sound.
AFK. AFK, you mentioned something about like, you know, I noticed more recently over these spaces you say like you about to get pissed off and shit, but I just wanted to, show some LOVE towards that statement too, because your profile picture, I feel the same exact way about that, and I wasn't quite sure like what were you going for? Like, is that like some Elder Scrolls Online bullshit, or maybe some
You know, like before you guys get carried away, make sure you guys hit that tab at the top, join the community, show some
what's up, bro?
love. Check our website out, misfitsandnomads.com. Show some love. We support creatives, creative entrepreneurs. We support everyone in here. So show some love.
And
Yeah.
repost the
Also, when
space too.
someone says their name is what it is, like just
I'm
fucking
gonna
call
spin the
it.
block, more wisdom. I see you won't smoke. I'll be back.
Yeah, I was.
I agree with
I
Max
just
on
want
that. So
to
yeah, respect the
Yeah,
person's
give you some
please
name.
credit for
respect
what you
me,
started last
especially
night.
that I'm a
Stay right there,
Muslim
nigga.
woman.
Stay right there.
I'm a chaste woman. I don't do no BS. Nobody see my pussy. Eh,
Oh shit.
Are you
um,
sure?
Oh
You don't
shit.
even have to explain yourself. Like you
yeah,
shouldn't
I
even
don't do
have to
none of
explain the
that.
fucking language. Like she
So
said her name is
please, I'm a
Fatma, it's
French
Fatma.
person. I'm not from
Exactly.
America. You need to respect me. Thank you, you guys.
Whoa! Hey, what does that mean?
It
Hey,
means
on
to
behalf of
respect
all
her.
Americans, I'm
Simple.
sorry that people have mispronounced your name. That is shitty, man.
Thank
Just
you,
in
Ben.
general.
You're
To
very
have someone's name mispronounced is shitty in general. So
you're
Can
very
I
Damn,
just
Ben making us look bad, man. He the only one that like showed some type of
empathy?
like empathy, bro.
Yeah, it took you a while to
Megan did
download that word.
also.
It's kind of wild. I don't know
It's
if you
just you
guys
know.
I knew that
had
word before you were born. Before
I
you
just
were
want to bring
born,
this up, man.
grasshopper.
So 2005 to about maybe 2014, I'd spend these evening hours on my Xbox. There used to be like a lobby, and now I'm starting to put it together. I used to like always be talking on that lobby and be talking shit, just banter with people. It was real normal. But I think this is kind of like that for me. But I'm of age to where we gotta have more intellectual conversation. But if I do happen to derail like AFK's profile picture, then just understand.
I see why you so dull. You're an Xbox nigga. I get it.
Yeah, I'll admit it. I am. I spent a lot of money on that shit, and I shouldn't. But yeah.
Do you regret it?
Xboxes.
I wouldn't say I regret it. It built a lot of online character. That's
Having an Xbox?
See, look, Power, he got online lobby power, but it ain't led him no bitches, bro. So I ain't with it, bro.
Hey.
I just got my PS5
take that back.
yesterday, but I didn't open it yet.
Oh, hey, we're
That's
neighbors
fire.
now. If you want to
Yo,
come over, I
Lo,
can
yo,
hold
Lo, do you play video games? You said what? Oh, okay. How do you feel about people play? Do you think people who play video games have arrested development?
some, not all. I don't think it's like an absolute.
You said what type
Okay.
of
That
development?
was a very specific question. Would you mind elaborating?
Arrested Development.
I don't know what that is. Mo Wisdom. See, Mo Wisdom, you gotta do this more often. Go ahead and explain that. Power. What is that? I don't know what that is, gang.
Arrested Development is someone who's psychologically, when somebody hit like a growth, what they call it, like a growth,
Spurt.
yeah, like something psychologically, like someone who's like maybe in their 30s and 40s, but they are psychologically like,
Behind.
immature and very young.
Okay, I get it.
No, there's a lot of video game people that are like highly mature.
How
I
would we
doubt that.
define mature? Let's qualify mature in this conversation.
There's like half of the people on this earth play video games.
That's not
That's what I'm
And half of
saying.
the people
that's
on this
not
earth are
true.
immature.
Yeah,
When
like
y'all
that's
say
that's
these
Exactly.
crazy.
things about the whole world and make percentages, y'all start telling lies. Like half of the world isn't even on the internet. But
So, for example, like, what about somebody that plays like I love strategy games, right?
That's not true. Hold on.
Like,
Hold on.
go
Okay,
ahead.
let me just say this. That's not true. I did my own research. 74% of the world uses the internet. I told Megs this the
you
other day.
tested this.
74%.
You went out and gathered data from every
No, I
you
went on
Google. So
Google and did the
you
research.
searched someone else's research. Got it. That's not
I
research.
I
That's
I,
not
I trust
research.
Low,
Google.
you stepping in bad
Hold on, give me a
territory
second.
right now because you will never be able to bring
Exactly.
up any kind of research for your own points. Don't do that.
Don't do it, Low.
Some of us
Yeah, like
actually get out
I
here
trust Google.
testing.
Don't do it, Low.
But that would be
Wait,
subjective. That would not be. That wouldn't be
exactly.
like just because the amount of people that you test, that 100 people that you tested, don't make it right. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Don't do
you
that
don't
about
have
some
enough
studies, bro.
resources
That's
to
not
learn.
fun.
That's why we have this thing, probability. Be able to determine our conclusions of things. We're not actually trying to find absolutes because we're not
Probability comes from
collecting
research.
data from every single individual. That would be just logistically impossible.
But you can look at how much internet is in these third developed. I mean, in the first worlds, and then the third worlds where it's like you got Starlink everywhere. So I think it's very plausible and very realistic, and I can understand somebody saying that 78 or whatever the percentage was of people are actually
74%.
74% of people in this world use the internet. It is very common these days. Like I could
I mean,
definitely get behind that.
the quickest way.
I didn't say use the internet. I said on the internet. But
No.
Hold on, give me a second, Ben. Hold on, give me a second. Go ahead, Ben. I got you, Yoshi.
I was just gonna be like, is that like 5 or 6 billion people then?
Yes.
Damn.
Correct. So I did my own research on this, yes. And I told Megs about this the other day. So it's about 5 to 6 billion.
I believe it.
Well, keep in mind when people
Weird.
play video
It's
games,
not surprising.
video games is somewhat of a brain challenging task. You get smarter from learning how to operate certain mechanics, and I'm not
And
going
it
to
also
say that
improves
every
eye-hand
game does.
coordination.
Hey
No,
guys, can we qualify
Hold
some
on, hold on.
things here? Can we qualify what smart is and what
It
mature
increases
is?
it increases the capacity of your prefrontal cortex. So the part of your brain that actually like forms like valuable decisions that you make on an everyday basis, it actually enhances that and strengthens it over time.
So like ocular and problem solving skills?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
It actually like increases like the capability of your prefrontal cortex. Because in a game, you always have to make decisions on the fly. So you're actually training your brain like a muscle. Unless you're overdoing it.
Well, most of my friends who play video games, they complain about how much they hate their jobs. So if they were so intelligent,
most people do
they
hate
would
their
they would.
jobs.
That's why I was
That's what I'm
gonna go
saying. So if
power.
they were
It doesn't flow into the
exactly
I understand the logic, but the thing is it's not applied in real life situations.
exactly, so if they were so intelligent, right? Video games, if there was really like there might be a correlation, maybe, right? But I don't think video games are like what's making people
I
smarter.
would say this: maybe
Like,
they're not applying it in real life because in a video game you respawn. If you die in Call of Duty, you just gotta wait 30 seconds and you come right back, right? But you do want to not die. You do not want to. You don't want to have a 0.02 KD. So you're gonna try to figure out a way to last a little longer and problem solve to why I don't die as soon as I hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? So you are like training that part of your prefrontal cortex, and you are improving your hand and eye coordination. You know what I'm saying? So like, I could see that, but it's just that people are slow to commit that type of the frequency of them making those decisions after death by video game is like it's not that fast. Like I would have to start a business and then that business just die within like 30 seconds for me to be like, okay, I need to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see why it's not correlating, but I
No,
do
just
think
because you're
it's actually
smart doesn't mean
regular.
you make a lot of money. That's the non like
Whoa,
that's just because you're
whoa.
smart does not mean you make
There's
a lot of
different
money.
types of intelligence.
Yeah, hold on. So that then we need to redefine what most people
There's
accept
like
as
seven
intelligence,
forms of
right? Right.
intelligence.
But under theirs, you're right. I mean, according to Howard Gardner, I know. Let me let Ben get in there. Then Low, you can go next.
Right on, man. Yeah, don't major in minor things, I think is what it circles. You know, like I had to learn that over my years too. In my 20s, I wasted a shit ton of my 20s just playing video games, man. So I can attest to this. It's I got some okay skills when it came to having to do public speaking and like creating videos and that sort of stuff in the early 2000s. Or excuse me, 2010s with Minecraft and that sort of stuff. But that's the only skill I got from it. Aside from that, I was just kind of chopping it up with friends and like building shit. And it's like, can I go to an employer and say, hey, I can build a bomb ass fucking house? It's like, no. I can build something cool in Minecraft. All right, great. So can my kid.
But I know a lot of computer scientists, like the programmers that starts off building and like coding in Minecraft and Roblox and GTA 5 like RPs. Like that's where they start, right?
Okay. And that is a fair point. That is a really fair point.
Good, Low.
I was gonna make the point about this hand and eye coordination that people think they're gaining in the realm of a digital screen. It doesn't apply into physical reality because of what's
It does.
happening as far as how the eyes are perceiving light and translating that information into the brain. These are two different realms, and it's the reason why we don't see the application of problem solving skills, like response time skills, actually play out into
Disagree.
real
Highly
life.
disagree. Like there's multiple studies about this. Like so basically like in a game, like your spatial recognition like of like where everything is and like your awareness of objects actually like improves like your in-person like view of like where everything is. Like, oh, where's my wallet? You're gonna remember where your wallet is more, right? Like it's the same concept, right? Because you have a better like view of like your whole environment, right? Your brain's trained on that. It doesn't matter what it is.
And you know, F1 drive. Oh, go ahead. My bad. I thought you were done.
Yeah, and then like you said, like with the problem solving, right? Like problem solving for sure, because there's been already multiple studies on this. It does increase your problem solving. Problem solving doesn't mean you're gonna be rich. Like just because you're good at solving problems
I
doesn't
don't
mean
know
you're
why
gonna be
that
rich.
is being spoken to, but we would
But
we would be able to see this in driving, even to response time, and problem solving. If this were factual, I would think the number one thing that this would apply to is driving.
well,
You
that's
do see
really
it in
hard
driving.
to.
Hold on,
Accuracy
hold
of
on,
the
hold on, real
time
quick,
and
real
We
people's
quick.
do see it in
You
driving.
ability
do see it in driving
to
because F1
respond.
drivers, F1 drivers, they practice on sim. Like they literally
That's true.
practice
That is
on
true.
sim, and it is very valuable for them. Who else? Fighter pilots, they train virtually. A lot of
That's
their
true.
hours are on a computer, and they
So
use
we
like
don't have
the
to
hand
change the
controllers,
spelling of computer to make ourselves not
computers,
sound
right? And then the
Computers.
other point that you said that the light in the hand, it doesn't work with the brain. What's the difference other than the blue light behind, the blue light versus the light hitting my retina when I'm looking at
there
my
there is no
surroundings?
difference.
Because if it's there is no difference, right? So for you to say that it won't translate because of the way the screen is versus the way real life hits, that is there. It don't make sense because there's no difference in that. Because if there's no light leaving the screen, it's black. If there's no light bouncing off my environment, it's dark.
Well, I
So it's
think
like
when we
that doesn't
consider
that don't
why
compute.
astigmatism exists, then we can understand how the difference between
Astigmatism is going to affect me because I wear contacts.
I said
It
why they
messes up my
exist. I
vision.
didn't say having the effects of having.
So low.
I
I
said
think
why
you're.
they exist. But I do want to make this point here again, going back to translating into everyday driving. I won't take away from the fact that a lot of people who are trained in mechanical work use simulators to train them. However, when we're talking about the implication of society, it's not applied.
But
Sure.
programmers are like the number one problem solvers, and it's all on a computer screen.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me give you two real world implications. One, the Air Force had a competition. Well, there's a game called Ace Combat, and there's another game called War Thunder. Now, you have young people that play both games. They're very realistic when it comes to flying, right? Jets and stuff like that. So what they did was they wanted to see if they can have their best pilots, Air Force's best pilots, which are part of the program Top Gun. Everybody's seen the movie, right? So with that being said, they put their best ace pilots of Top Gun against video game participants who played War Thunder and Ace Combat. Well, you would think that the Top Gun...
Bad point.
You would think that the Top Gun pilots who fly real, actual planes in the Air Force's simulations would outperform the video game people. But no, the video game people actually outperform them. Then you have an actual movie that was based on Formula One. It was either NASCAR or Formula One that was giving people who play Forenza, and I think there was another game, to see if video games, people who play and spend hours on video games, could they be better drivers than Formula One or either NASCAR drivers? Come to find out, they were. They were actually better drivers. Some of these people never been inside of a real car, but was able to drive it professionally like they've been doing it their whole life. Now, did some of them have a little, couple of accidents? Yes. But once they got used to the track in real life, like a couple of passes, it was hard to tell if they were beginners or if they were pros. And I forgot the name of the movie, but it's an actual movie. An actual movie based off of real life events when it came to the whole, NASCAR.
Wargaming is an actual thing in which the military uses the same aspects for training and evaluation. I met you guys halfway. I'm talking about the implications into casual society in which people are casually gaming and then casually living. They don't apply.
No, but they would apply.
That's kind of a
given the
that's kind
opportunity,
of a
they can.
That's kind of a unfair point, right? Because that Gran Turismo movie you're talking about, the kid was able to he was behind the car. He had driven the car before. So by him being on the game, he was basically able to learn the lines. You know what I'm saying? When you race in the car, you got to learn the lines on the track to shave off seconds and milliseconds off your time. He's able to find those lines. So all he got to do now is just get in the car and make it work. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, hold on, let me finish. And then that other point you had with the flight simulator and War Thunder, I know what you're talking about. Like they'll have, because I watched those videos, it's like they'll have a Top Gun pilot come in, like fly F-15s and F-16 versus MiGs and shit, like on the game. Yes, it is very realistic. Hold on. Yes, it is very.
The simulator. I'm talking about.
Hold on.
The same simulator
let me finish. Right. Yeah, it's very realistic, and they're using all of the same controls, like the rudder, foot pedals, everything. Right. But you can't say the video, of course, the video game players are going to excel at the video game because it is not 100% realistic because you're not taking into account for. Hold on, you're not taking into account. Hold on, you're not taking. Hold on, brother.
They were actually in the flight simulator.
Let me finish first, though. Let me finish first, though. You're not accounting in for like the G forces. You're not accounting for like the actual movements of the plane because the pilots did say, yeah, it is. The graphics are great, and some of them the maneuvers are close to accurate, but it's not 100%. And I can't do what I would normally do in a real plane. And he's doing what he's doing here. He would never be able to do in the air, but it works on the game. So you can't put those people on the game in a plane and they will exceed. And that's Lowe's point.
Yeah, but no.
Hold on, Yoshi, don't respond, bro. We got hands. We gotta be mindful of the hand. We gotta be mindful of the hands, bro.
They were using the multi-million-dollar simulator.
I'm saying, all right, go ahead, Kay, and then Ben, you can go.
So, like, when you say like casual gamers, I think like we're moving the goalposts here because basically, if you're good in a video game, like at something, like you're good in real life, like most of the time at it. Like casual gamers, they don't have a chance to apply their problem-solving skills, right? Like, I'm not saying everybody that plays video games is good at video games, right? That's not what I'm saying. Like, there's people that are very, very like good at video games that have really, very like they have really, really good like problem-solving skills, but not everybody has like, you know, that talent. Like, not everybody's like good at the game. Like, some people are just bots in the game, right? So, like, to put it as a casual gamer, like, yes, you could say it doesn't apply, but that's just because they're not using those skills like in their real life, right? Like, let's say like I'm actually like a fighter pilot, like that would actually be useful. The video game would be useful for real life because I'm actually flying planes, right? If I'm a cop, like I think they have like some kind of simulation there. They would actually like be useful in real life, right? For not like not actually shooting at somebody, but not actually killing them, right? Like, but training in games are actually useful. Yeah, it's actually useful.
I think police would be playing like Siege Team 6 or some shit.
Well, I mean,
yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, that's true.
Hold on, Ben. It's Ben's turn, y'all. And then Low. Go ahead, Ben.
I was just going to mention that the military has a talent retention problem. You know, you were saying that in a lot of these simulators, folks are getting beat out. It's like, shit, yeah, because, you know, a lot of these gamers smoke weed and just kind of hang out.
And Red Bulls on the fucking day.
Exactly.
I'm about to play the game right now, y'all. Thanks for inspiring me.
The average age for a gamer is actually 35.
Oh, don't Low had a hand up. Go ahead, Low.
By casual gamers, I meant people that are engaged not for the purpose of learning a skill, not speaking to their actual skill level of gaming. But we were having the, I think, conversation about people that actually play video games, not maybe just pick it up just because. But by casual, I was making the distinction between a person that is playing because they've been given a directive and a job, and their job is supplying them with a simulator to help them perform or whatever, versus the person that is doing it in their leisure time or when they wake up in the morning, anything outside of their profession. And I don't know if maybe there's a disconnect for me, but I think we all agree here. And to the point about what actual people who game or gamers do, that's the reason I use the point about driving, because while most gamers, I'm not going to say they don't have a social life, but there is a correlation in the decline of productivity, and the more people are engaged with the internet, whether that's gaming, doing stuff like what we're doing right now or what have you, but people are still driving. And when it comes to us being able to apply problem solving skills, being able to respond to, I guess those, I don't know what they would be called, can't think of what it's called right now, but things that would come in unexpectedly, the skills that are acquired when being able to do that from gaming are not applying in everyday. It's not showing in everyday life in things like driving.
But like you would like go to a driving game. Like, okay, let's look at people who drive on the game. How many who plays on Grand Theft Auto or Gran Turismo or any
Yeah.
Need for Speed? Who plays those
Midnight
games?
Club.
Hold on. Yeah. Do you play those games, Kay?
I do.
Yeah, I used
Okay,
to.
okay. How many times do you wreck in that game?
Very
a lot.
little.
No,
A lot at first.
a lot, right? And does that translate over to real life? No, it don't. But it's like if you saying that just because I'm playing Call of Duty, that should make me a better driver, that's unfair. Like if anything, you can go to a driving game and say, is that going to make me a better driver? Then it could, because it can improve your like your how fast you go into a corner, how it's not going to help you with understeer or oversteer. You need physical, sensations to feel that, but like it'll help you gauge. I can't find the word right now, but like it'll help you gauge your
battle awareness, I think. is what
no,
you're going
it'll
for.
help you gauge how reaction. It'll help you react
Your
to
reaction time.
reaction time, like
That
swerving
was
through
what one
traffic
of the
and
things
stuff.
I was
It helps you
referring
with
to.
that.
And that's where I disagreed, and it doesn't help. And I do think it's fair to assess those things, because even when it comes down, I'm gonna use the example of math, and it's many different things where we learn principles of things, and they kind of naturally reflect in other areas of life. And so when someone makes a
Math?
statement, well, when I said math, I was making another point, but really the point that I was going to make about math is how our concept of math and how we're taught math is really the foundation of how we reason. And so when how you're taught math determines how you reason. And there's other different like I said, areas of life, like being trained in sales teaches you outside of actually selling how to negotiate, how to manipulate, how to communicate. So when you're engaged in different things, you're learning skills that apply in life, because you're gaining intelligence in those areas. So
I disagree with the
when
math.
okay, so when someone makes the statement that you know gaming makes one more intelligent on a broader sense, again, and how it's just been applied, and I'm not saying that it can't, or even that in reality or society, the intelligence or the skills that are picked up in gaming can't be applied. I'm just saying the way it's been implemented, it doesn't. When we look at people who I'm now going back to making my original point, who game for leisure and then applying those skills in real life.
But most people can do math for leisure, right? And it doesn't apply to real life as well. Like, it's the same concept. Most people could do sales for leisure and they still don't have social skills, right? Like
What
it's
is
not.
doing sales for leisure?
People like just selling to people. People like being on social media, like talking to people, right? Like you can do sales for leisure. Like people actually like communicating with people.
Yeah, like
Like
Avon.
there's some people like that,
I
right?
got
Like you could do sales for leisure.
I got a
You
question.
can
Like,
do math for leisure.
do you think that
That
problem
isn't triple way.
solving? Do you think that pattern recognition is a form of intelligence? Like in heightened,
It's a low form of intelligence.
Okay, so
It's not a high form, but it is a low form.
Low form is crazy.
Low form is,
No, I would
is
say
crazy
it
as
is a low
hell, bro. That's
It's a low
crazy.
form of intelligence.
Literally, quants get
So what's
paid like
high?
how
Hold
many
on, hold on.
millions
So
for
what's
their pattern
hold on
recognition?
real quick. So what's high? What's a high form of intelligence?
So I would say, personally, a high form of intelligence is for you to have a theory about something, right? And then you went through the long extents of trying to find out if that theory is true.
But
And then when you use,
Pattern recognition is literally an example of that. But
thank you. You're talking about
carry
the
on.
whole
That's a
process,
high form.
whole process of doing something. But inside of that, you're going to use things like pattern recognition to even make a point that you're gonna hypothesize about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what you're doing, bro. But pattern recognition is an extreme that can be a very good indicator of how intelligent a person is. Like, how fast can you recognize a pattern a reoccurring pattern. That's why it's not even about math on IQ tests all the time, even though we all don't like agree with the IQ test for real. But the math on is like 1 to 7 to 36 to 55. It's not really math. That's just like, are you seeing the pattern here? Can you guess the next number? You know what I'm saying? So like in video games, you start to pick up on patterns. So I will say if you're not aware of that and you don't take that skill to the real world, then yes, it won't make you any more intelligent, but it can assist you in pattern recognition on the game and in real life if you apply it.
Yeah, this has been proven 100%. Cam, are you gonna go?
People, oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, and I was gonna say that like everything is actually pattern recognition. Just depends on what patterns you're paying attention to, because on a small scale that you get predictive pattern awareness, so like to know what number comes next, but you also get prediction in patterns in as far as numerology, where like prime numbers, for example, have a pattern to them, but it's not a mathematical pattern. You can't also necessarily say it's not always predictive in a way like twin primes would be, for example. But to notice that there is a pattern in there is still pattern recognition. So it kind of comes down to like how far you are zoomed out, and how much you are able to zoom in. I hope that makes sense.
You know, honestly, I think pattern recognition might be a bit overrated. Um, you know, like it's overrated, right? Because I mean, I hear a lot of people say, "Yeah, pattern recognition. That means you're super
It's not.
intelligent." But pattern recognition, pattern recognition is easy if you're paying attention, right? Most people they don't pay attention, right? You know what I mean? It's easy to identify patterns. Um, like historically, it's easy to identify patterns if you're paying attention. So, like, I think pattern recognition is like an overrated form of
I don't think it's
intelligence.
an overrated form of intelligence. It's an underused form of intelligence. Because, like you said, if you are paying attention, then you will actually be intelligent. And okay, so if it's so easy to recognize patterns, but if people aren't paying attention, and we know that the body just wants its ultimate goal is survival, right? Then people would be a lot more smarter if they actually paid attention and were able to use their natural capacity to want to live to do better things with the patterns that they're seeing. Like
Pa- paying attention is not hard to do. It's just that most people are distracted. And so pattern recognition, once again, is very easy to identify patterns, right? Um, I identify patterns with K, behavioristic patterns with K. K, like the language K uses, right? Leverage, those type of words. He's a calculated individual, right? And so it's very easy to identify patterns by the words people use, the books people read. Um, the proof is in the pattern if you're paying attention, right? And that's really what it comes
So
down to.
anointed with authority and abundance, Matthew 33.
That's a pattern in itself. You
Yeah,
say that all the time.
hold on. 5 planetary Libra stellium and year of the big DOG, Misfit and Nomad. I would like to say, first and foremost, pattern recognition is going to bring a lot of people to a point of common ground. If we can see the same patterns, then it'll allow us to not have as much and not as many points of contention when trying to say, hey, look, on the previous topic about video games, 2K, Madden, if I am
I'm playing
someone that
Madden
is
right
an
now.
athlete, hold on, if I'm an athlete and I play basketball or football, I can literally learn new moves or even practice moves from this video game and apply it in real life just because I've understood that there's a certain pattern of how to execute it. Come on, that's pretty a generic example, but I think pattern recognition is definitely a higher form of intelligence versus a lower. It might be a little neurodivergent, I'll give you that. But it's more so like when you turn your human mind and body into a
Let me give me.
computer, then it's almost like deja vu in a sense. It just registers. It's like, wow, like boom. You don't even have to consciously think about it. It just locks in and you get the awareness from it.
Okay. All right. Let me get the hands in there. I'm gonna let Lo get in there. Then Yoshi, then Ben and AFK guy. Hello.
All right, so I think what I'm hearing is limiting the concept of pattern recognition to simply being able to observe, but there's the reasoning aspect. And so people can one can, even to the point of history, like somebody brought up, one can maybe observe, okay, this happens again and again and again, but why? There's the reasoning aspect that goes into pattern recognition, which is why I think what makes it intelligence, because there's the intel that's needed for you to be able to figure out why these patterns exist, to be able to use them to make predictions. And that's where I think that most of society and most people are just because of how we're again taught math and taught how to reason, we don't necessarily have the skills to go beyond our observations, but actually reason with those observations to make adequate predictions.
Yeah, Yoshi.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a reason why I say that studying patterns is considered like a very low form of intelligence. And what I mean by that is you put a rat into a box and a green light comes on and it stays on because it didn't hit the button to, give a treat or something out. Once it figures that out, it knows that every time there's a green light, it can hit it and get whatever that comes out of it. But when there's a red and yellow light, it knows that it's not a green light. It just knows
That's an
it's not a
animal,
green light.
Yoshi. That's an animal, not a human.
Well, humans can do the same thing, because I'll put it in this perspective. There's a lot of homeless people, right? And so if you're homeless for the first time and you start seeing how certain homeless people say certain phrases or do whatever it is they do to get money, you're going to copy that same thing. That's still a low form of intelligence, right? Because you're taking their pattern and you're going to do it. Now, my thing is this. There's a reason why ravens in a lot of states, they tell you it's illegal to own them, right, as pets. Because going back to the whole rat thing, you could do the same thing with a raven. The raven is going to say, oh, green light, let me hit this. But then the raven is going to get very smart and go, well, why is it that there's a green light? And every time I hit this, I get this. Is there any other way that I can get this same treat or the same food when there's a yellow or red light? Is there a way? And it's going to figure it out. That's what I mean. Now that, like Lo said, that would then inquire a higher form of intelligence, because scientists can look at, well, how are black holes performed or created, right? How are black holes created? Not every time a star explodes will create a black hole. In a lot of cases, you can create, once a star explodes, it can go ahead and collapse on itself and creates a new star, which is a pulsar star, right? So a black hole isn't always created, but for a scientist to go, well, not every star creates a black star, and this is what I saw in certain patterns, depending on the size of the star, this and that color, blah, blah, blah. That to me determines a higher form of intelligence when it comes to patterns. Yeah. But for the most part, just pattern learning in general, I still say is a low form of intelligence.
This is why.
Yeah, no. No, I gotta let Ben get in there.
All right, on man. I was just thinking, like, pattern recognition for sure is a high form of intelligence. I would say that it depends on the application of pattern recognition. Like, I totally see your point about like a raven which has like an IQ of like a 9-year-old kid or something like that. From my understanding, is going to have like a much higher problem-solving skills. And shoot, that even brings into question like sentience versus sapience and like the different levels of intelligence. Like they say that dolphins and octopi are actually,
Octopus.
yeah, far more intelligent than us. So it's crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, Laura said that she had something she wanted to say.
Good, Lo.
I think it was Kay that was speaking. I'm not 100% sure, but whoever was
No, that was
before
Ben.
Ben,
Ben just said that.
who was before Ben?
Before Ben
Yoshi.
was
I don't know
Yoshi.
who Yoshi is. I don't see anybody named Yoshi. But
Yeah, mine's.
okay, yeah, mine. So
Studio.
Yoshi, again to my point, this is I think we're kind of taking away from what actual pattern recognition is. It's not only the ability to identify said patterns, but also being able to interpret them. So just because you're able to recognize the sun rises every morning, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're performing what's defined as pattern recognition in humanity. You're being
Exactly.
able to understand why the sun rises every morning is actually pattern recognition, which, to your point, using the being able to interpret and apply reasoning to what you're identifying is what makes that thing pattern recognition, which comes in that what we're speaking to, that's that higher form of intelligence. But by us limiting pattern recognition to just simply being able to identify patterns, which is what anything can do, that's not necessarily what pattern recognition is.
So then we would all have to agree that pattern recognition is a spectrum, no different from spelling, because you could spell easy words or you could spell advanced words. There's easy patterns and then there's also advanced patterns. So when we're having a conversation, I would think that it's best that we all operate in good faith. What you did just now, Lo, was very aggressively manipulative. I think you knew what you were doing, and I don't appreciate that.
Let me read you the definition of pattern recognition. So, pattern recognition is the ability to notice repeated structures, behaviors, or relationships in the world and use them to predict what comes next. Pattern recognition is noticing when something keeps happening in a similar way and understanding what it means. Okay. And so, um, some examples here. When it comes to dating, you attract a certain type of partner repeatedly. That's a pattern, right? And so, I think you're trying to limit pattern recognition to how you interpret those patterns when interpretations by definition are subjective,
I'm
right?
not
And
limiting it
so
to how.
I'll leave
I'm
it at
limiting it, not limiting it, but expanding it, ability to interpret. And you even mentioned in what you read, not only to identify, but also understand to make
correct,
predictions. So
correct.
regardless of whether your understanding is correct or not, again, I'm not saying how a person interprets it, but simply the ability to interpret.
That that's what I'm saying. That's why I think pattern recognition is overrated because anyone has the capacity to do that, right? If they're paying
You're
attention,
missing the
right?
understanding part. The understanding of
No,
it. You're not
the
applying
understanding
that.
part is subjective. No, the understanding part is
It's
subjective,
it's
right?
not what the person understands. It's simply their ability to understand. So when anything, literally anything or anybody can recognize a red car keeps passing by, but is that person able to recognize the red car keeps passing by at different speeds to understand the things outside of what can simply observe, but actually apply intelligence, the processing of what they observe to be able to make a future observation. And I'm rambling on, but
Yeah, that's a more
the
detailed pattern.
subjectiveness of the understanding has nothing to do with the ability to simply apply understanding beyond simply what you see, hear, or what have
Power,
you.
can I share
So
one of the patterns I've been noticing more recently these last 2 weeks or so? About every 2 weeks, AFK tends to show up here with a rather unusual profile picture, and the pattern I'm noticing is that it's just it's very what's the word, intentional and obvious lack of taste that he displays when showing up in these rooms with these type of profile pictures, and I don't know if that pattern is ever going to change.
Yeah,
See,
hold
if you
on.
were
That's
And
intelligent,
this
you
is
would
not
do
pattern
something about it. No, no, no,
recognition.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna tell him. If you was intelligent or you was using your pattern recognition skills better, you would figure out a way to do something about it. Or first figure out what you're gonna do about it, and then think about what it is, how you're gonna go about it. Like if you wanted me to not do it, then you would try to manipulate me into not doing it because you recognize the pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not using it.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You just observing it
yeah.
like
Y'all are
FK,
so cute.
Checkmate. Ben
cute is
has his
hilarious.
hand up.
Now hold on. Go ahead, Ben and K. Go ahead.
You gonna go first, man?
Yeah, sorry about that, man. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on sentience versus sapience. I just posted something down in the purple pill there. Had just kind of run a quick search on like ChatGPT, and it was saying sentience is the capacity to have subjective experience, whereas sapience is the capacity to reason abstractly. So I think just kind of to Lowe's point, you know, there's sentience and sapience, and I think we might be kind of, as a group at least, disagreeing upon, you know, those two different points. So I think if we you know, try to argue like which one of those that we're which, I guess, perspective we're taking, that might make it a little bit more productive conversation. Just a thought.
So, like, my thing about pattern recognition, like, I agree with Power on this, that it's not really that special, right? Because, for example, like there's this book called like Anti-Fragile by like Nassim Taleb. He's like in statistics and stuff, like about risk and stuff like that. But basically he talks about like how you could use induction, like the ability to like see examples like that red card going over and over again, and try to come to a conclusion about why those red cards keep coming over and over again. And basically that can fail you. Like, for example, like a turkey, like you could feed a turkey like every day, right? And then after 10 days, it learns that, like, you know, humans are safe and stuff like that. And then after 100 days, it learns that, you know, it's absolutely certain that these humans are like completely safe, right? Because they keep feeding me every day. But then on Thanksgiving, you kill the turkey and eat it, right? Like, so induction can be a very fragile thing, right? And this is why I think that emotional intelligence and emotional awareness is probably like the highest form of like intelligence, in my opinion, because you would understand that you shouldn't like judge stuff by, you know, like how much problems like you have with it. You should judge stuff by how you behave under the stress of it, right? Like, so that's the emotional intelligence there. And plus, like, even if you're like extremely intelligent, like you have really good pattern recognition and stuff like that, right? Like you can try to, like, for example, like build like a $1 billion company by yourself. Good luck with that. I don't know how good that's gonna turn out, right? But like if you're very like emotional intelligent, right, and you're good at like just working like in teams and stuff like that. Like I have a friend that knows like this director and stuff, and I was able to hang out with them for the day. And I'm like, this person's like different. I don't know what it is about it, but she knows how to read a room like that. Like it's crazy. She's on another level of awareness when it comes to emotional intelligence. And she is so effective at her job, it's insane. So the ability to like have that emotional intelligence and like be able to make 100 people do what you want them to do is a way better ROI than like I would say basic pattern recognition is, for sure. But it is a form of pattern recognition in itself.
Okay, you know, one pattern.
That was
Hey,
heavy.
K, that was the funniest story about a turkey I ever heard, bro.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
I know, that was hilarious. Hold on. Well, before you go, let me let Barzan get in there. Barzan, what up?
What's the deal? I'm just trying.
No, Mo, because he had his hand up. That's it. It's
I
not
got
personal.
a question. What type of level of emotional intelligence do you think a person would have if they get on Twitter to say I'm quitting Twitter and you'll never see me again, just for them to be back on Twitter?
That was really clear and concise. You know, one of the patterns I recognized was after I defeated Nature Boy, Let's
You
just call
did
him.
not defeat
Let,
me. I
let's
embarrassed
just
you.
call him a. Let's just call him
Hold on, y'all.
abundant boy. After I defeated abundant boy,
You might have out turtlenecked me.
I
but-
went from more wisdom to more wisdom Christ. I think so. I think I did.
Let me say this quickly. Barzan, do you think pattern recognition is overrated?
No.
So do you think it's like it's a very special form of intelligence?
Yeah, because you got to be able to read cliches. Most people live by cliches and don't even know it. So it's like if you're good at reading a situation or you have awareness of it, like sometimes people aren't aware of reading cliches and they don't know like their character traits. So when you bring things to people's attention, the first thing they're gonna say is, "No, I don't do that," or "No, I don't talk like that." It's like LL Cool J not recognizing that he lick his lips all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. Like,
But you recognize it, don't you?
come on, bro. You got.
Oh no, that was crazy. All right, let's move on.
You got it.
That was crazy.
Or like,
can't
for
see what
example,
y'all
right?
need today.
Like more wisdom going out in public with turtlenecks, thinking that's gonna raise
I'm
up the
gonna tell you
bitches.
like this.
That's just something like
I
he's
always
Let me say
unaware
this.
of. You see what I'm saying?
You gotta be careful with these smart dumb.
You
niggas.
always
I'm telling
stuttering. You a
smart dumb
bitch.
niggas, they dangerous.
Let me say this though. Let me say this though, right? Like I think pattern recognition is it's like Kay was saying, right? It's not that special, right? If you're paying attention, it's really not that hard. Now, interpreting the reason why these patterns are occurring, that might be challenging, but like identifying. My fault, y'all. Go ahead.
I feel like some people like lack like levels of awareness or like levels of self-conscious to even think that deep. Like I'm talking about like the average person like can't even like pick up on no shit like that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like to be able to say like it's boring has to be like you have to have a level of awareness where it's like you done tuned in so much to something that like it's cliche to recognize that cliche in you now. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, nature boy or abundantless boy, I want you to know one thing, homie. When people call me a nerd,
Hey, real quick, was he this excited before I came in?
Hold on. No, hold on. Lo got to get in there, y'all. Hold on. I don't want Lo to forget. I'm gonna let y'all
I ain't
go
trying
ahead.
to
Let
rush.
Lo
I
get in
just
there.
want to end it right here. Listen, please, real quick.
Bro, you can't end nothing. You have a turtleneck with a
Can
bandana.
I finish? Thank you.
You look like a homeless
So
superhero.
when people call me a nerd,
No, bro.
when people
bro.
call me a
No,
nerd,
no. I don't
when
care,
people
bro.
call me a nerd,
Bro, I don't
I
care.
say,
Heed my
I
advice.
say,
I don't care, bro.
I say, I keep it
I
90
don't,
degrees.
bro. I don't
When
care,
people
bro.
call you
I
a nerd,
All right, hold on,
don't.
y'all.
Bro.
Hold on.
that's crazy. Boy.
Hold on, y'all.
That's
Hold on.
crazy.
Hold on.
Look, you
Niggas
trying
are
to run
weak.
from this? You
Hold on.
can't run. Just
No, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, Lo, you ready to get in
Yeah,
there?
I'm ready. Thank you. So, Howard, I don't know if you're intentionally choosing to misunderstand or misquote what pattern recognition is, or you just don't understand it. But if the whole purpose of recognizing patterns is to make predictions, when you understand why, there's no purpose in simply identifying patterns. Going back to the point of pattern recognition is not just seeing the car ride by, but understanding why, identifying the details of the car riding by. And again, the whole purpose of it being to make predictions and understand the pattern, just as you define in the definition that you read in the definition. So I'm kind of going to be making the same point here, but to your point about it being underrated, I get your reason why, if that's what pattern recognition is, but that's just not what it is.
That was very passive aggressive power. You gonna take that?
I don't even really know what she said. I got
Well, I
mixed
know
up in
you
it.
don't. You a smart dumb nigga. We gotta watch out for niggas like you. Remember?
I think you need better pattern recognition, bro.
Yeah. He's gonna catch up.
At some point, right, y'all got to get on my dick and actually go fuck a bitch. Like,
Oh
I
wow! Here we
promise
go
you that's
back
gonna
to his
change my life.
definition of abundance.
I
Hi, y'all.
promise you.
His definition of
Hold on.
abundance. What he can do with his lower nature. What is he doing with his lower half? Where
Hold
is
on.
he gonna be? You know, he rather have 2 bad bitches and 2
You
houses.
lied about fucking 2 Mexican bitches that was your friends.
I
Don't
never said I even.
Hold on,
I
y'all.
never said.
Hold on.
Oh my god!
Bro, it's not that serious, man.
It is though. I have to get him off my back. I have to.
Let's move on, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Let's move on.
Now,
But low,
okay.
now I'm saying though, let's move on because y'all can always do this,
Oh,
again some other time.
Nah, like that ain't even the vibe of the spaces to always be trolling. Like he gotta really get a life. Like I feel like if that's what you wasn't on before I got in here, don't be on that when I got in here. Like don't be on my dick every time you see me.
I was waiting.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Lo, I hear what you're saying. I think Lo, like, I agree with you to some extent. I'm just simply saying, going back to what Yoshi's said, pattern recognition, I don't think it's the lowest form of intelligence, but I do think it's not that special. Like, it's not that, like, complicated, right? If you're paying attention. That's it. But I hear what you're saying. Like, everyone wants to, like, be neurodivergent nowadays. Everyone wants to be like, oh my gosh, I recognize patterns the best.
I'm the
Like,
special one.
I'm the special one, the chosen one, the pattern recognitioner. Like, I don't even know if that's a word, but whatever. Right. And so, like, it's just ridiculous. Like it's just like maybe that has to do with like the wokeism that Elon Musk is always talking about, but it's just weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but go ahead, Cam, and I'll let Logo. Shiesty, what's going on?
What's up, Power?
How's your day
Going
going?
grand.
You said grand? Okay, that's what's up. Why is it grand?
Every day is grand above ground.
Do you have a job?
Absolutely.
Then how is that grand?
I'm an accountant.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let me let Cam get in there. Shiesty's the homie. Let me let Cam get in there, and then I'll let Lo get in there.
Yeah, no, I just wanted,
Good.
I wanted to say that like the conversation about pattern recognition is
This thing is
very
squat.
hilarious. Where I'm sitting from, for various reasons. But both of you are right. I don't know what the squabble was about, but more importantly, to tie back to what you guys were talking about, emotional intelligence. If you are able to recognize patterns within your emotions, then you also understand why people respond the way they do. And yeah, like that was very entertaining. Thank you, guys.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I think Kay really made a good point with the emotional intelligence. I think that would probably be the highest form of intelligence. Let me let Lo get in there, and then Nature Boy.
But isn't that pattern recognition within the intelligence using the emotion? Like, I don't understand what we're doing here. That's like saying logical intelligence is better than pattern recognition. Like, huh?
Oh, all right. Hold on. Before I even respond to that, go ahead, Lo.
I just want to change your profile picture.
I forgot what I raised my hand for, but so the last person that spoke before AFK, I want to add that I don't think that that intelligence is necessarily limited to being able to identify patterns in your own behavior, but also in behavior of things and people that you engage with.
Lord, are you writing the book?
Good. Good, Nature Boy.
Yeah, I was just wondering, did any of y'all use like pattern recognition, like an example, like everyday lives or situation, like the good of it, the bad of it? Did I miss that already? And if so, can somebody give me like a repeat of it? I really just got in here for real.
Yeah, I think people were talking about like recognizing a red car or something like that, and just kind of I don't know. For me, I use pattern recognition like when it comes to dealing with people at 7-Eleven, for example. It's like, shit, is this person going to come up to me and ask for a buck or bum a cigarette or something like that? Or is this person like genuinely just needing help? I don't know. Pattern recognition is part of like an everyday endeavor, I feel like.
That's how I feel. I feel like awareness is the true intelligence, right? When you when you could define your awareness with clarity, and I feel like that's a part of it, right? And I feel like
What's up, Hotep?
I feel like that's a part of
Hi.
like awareness, and I feel like that's like the most intelligent thing you could do is be aware, because a lot of people are book smart in life, but they don't know what the fuck is going on in life. You know what I'm saying? So it'd just be like, yeah.
Hotep, do you think pattern recognition is overrated?
No, what do you mean by overrated?
That it's not that special? That like if you're paying attention, then then identifying patterns is easy.
I mean, sure.
But what you
Let's
gonna
see
do
how
with
we
it
have
is
Is that
to
important.
redefine pattern recognition in order to make that point. Um, but so
I just read you the
yeah,
definition.
and you're missing the part about understanding the pattern, not just identifying the fact that something is repeating, but why.
Well, what about the thing? What about the people who are paying attention but aren't recognizing the patterns that are going on in front of their face that they haven't recognized?
We all use pattern recognition when it comes to dating.
Exactly, and a lot of people don't see certain patterns. So, but clearly they paying attention, but it's just not.
Yeah.
They haven't
Exactly that part.
recognized the pattern.
No, they typically do after one or two tries, right?
Oh,
You
and to
notice it.
the my bad.
That was done. I was done.
To the example that was it Ben that was speaking?
When
No,
Yeah.
that was AFK.
The example about the people at 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, it was
Was
Ben.
that Ben?
That was Ben.
Yeah. So hearing that we're tipping the lines of pattern recognition and prejudice, and I do think those are two different things.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to come across that way. If I
No,
did,
not even like not like that. But
That was a
prejudice
joke.
just in the sense
That was a good joke.
of judging something based on past experiences or based on information versus identifying patterns and why those patterns exist. So like what was happening when we make the assumption or try to predict what a stranger is going to do when we're at a gas station, we're not going off of the why is this person walking right now, which would be the practice of pattern recognition. We're going off of based on what I know about people that look this way or just being here, I'm going to make a prediction, which is then prejudice.
yeah. I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I fucked up last week, man. I went to 7-Eleven and there's some chick that was flirting with me, and she was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "I don't have any money right now," and yeah, I totally.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, making the distinction. That's how we're able to keep ourselves safe and protect ourselves by judging people and moving accordingly based on what we're able to observe. But like I said, I was just trying to make the distinction.
I agree
Honestly,
with that.
like
I actually have rhetoric that is kind of based on essentially like what you just said. Like that's why I think that Black people should be racist because pattern recognition.
I think
Oh my God.
I think
Yeah.
I think I think in my opinion predictability is vulnerability. And I do think that the highest form of intelligence in my opinion, right, like you guys might disagree, but is preventing others or other people from identifying or recognizing patterns like with you and you, right? And being unpredictable, right? And making it hard for people to identify or recognize patterns with yeah, I think that's the highest form of intelligence, or it can be, in my
So you
opinion.
think that? So you must value pattern recognition to think that the highest form of intelligence is to mask that. You must think high of pattern recognition to want to stop people from recognizing your patterns to feel like now I'm at the top.
That was a good point. Yeah, that was a good point. Yeah, you might be right about that. How do you feel now? How do you how do you feel?
I
You
don't know.
feel better?
I don't like to win. I just like to learn, brother. I know.
No, I'm just playing with you. No, but that was a good point. That was a really, really good point. But go ahead. Who else want to get in there real quick?
That's a fact. AFK, you spoke something that we kind of. I mean, you gotta. I don't want to say too much, fuck it, but yeah, it's important. Pattern recognition is important.
Like, so like, and my whole thing is that, like, in my honest opinion, like when people can't like decode you, like, hold on, AFK, I gotta mute you. So when people can't decode you, right, then they have no leverage.